What's up, everybody? Brothers, sisters, psychonauts, and seekers of truth. It is Ananka, and welcome to my bazaar. Today, I have a Peyote trip report for you. The title of this trip report is 1886 Mescale Button Bad Trip Report, and was written in the year 1886 in the notes of Mr. John Relay Briggs. With all that being said, let our story begin. At 10 a.m., June 20th, 1886, I ate 1/3 of one of those buttons, referring to the Lophophora williamsi, and with pencil and paper and watch before me, awaited results. In 15 minutes afterward, I felt a slight fullness in my carotids, and found my pulse had gone from 60 normal to 70. In 15 minutes more, the feeling in my head and throat was becoming very unpleasant, one of over-arterial tension, and my pulse had reached 90. My respirations had gone up to this time from 18 normal to 26. The unpleasant fullness of my head rapidly increased until 10:45, when my head began to ache and I felt dizzy. My pulse had then reached 120 and respirations 30. Soon after the 45 minutes had passed, a sudden and alarming jump in my pulse occurred, reaching 160. The peculiar and dazed feelings I then experienced, together with alarm, prevented my taking notes on respirations, and therefore don't know the number, but they had certainly still further increased. It seemed to me my heart was simply running away with itself, and it was with considerable difficulty I could breathe air enough to keep me alive. I felt intoxicated, and for a short time particularly lost consciousness. Automatically, I rushed to my able friend, Dr. E. J. Beale of Fort Worth, my residence at the time. After giving him an idea, as best I could, of the trouble, he prescribed ammonia and whiskey in large doses every few minutes. This I took, if I remember right, 1 hour after having taken the Mescale button. It seemed necessary for me to walk in the open air for me to breathe. In about half an hour I felt some relief, and my pulse and respirations gradually became less, until in about 6 or 8 hours they were about normal. No bad consequences followed. I did, however, feel much depressed for about 12 hours, a feeling of malaise. The recollection of such experience is vividly impressed upon my mind. I believe if prompt aid had not been given to me, I should have died. Whatever may be the ultimate constituents of this poison, it certainly is the most violent and rapid of all fruits, or even medicines, known to me, manifesting its first effects in less than 15 minutes. I know of nothing like it except opium and cocaine. The most notable point is the rapidity with which it increases the heart's action. Next, the intoxication and subsequent depression. I think it well worth the trouble to investigate the matter. One man's experience is worth but little, and it is to be hoped some enterprising experimenter will carry out the research. That's us. As to myself, I must admit, I feel somewhat abstemious on the subject. John Relay Briggs, 1887.